Hi, girls and boys. This is Coach Nordland, and it's Holy Saturday. You might be watching this on Easter Sunday, and that's just fine too. I wanted to take a few minutes to finish up Holy Week with you together. So it's Holy Saturday. Everything is quiet. Everything is very still. Why? Because Jesus has died. Think about how Jesus' followers must have felt then. How crestfallen they would have felt. Probably afraid that they would be next. Jesus' apostles hid during the crucifixion, all except one, and that was St. John, the youngest, and maybe he was too young to know that he was in danger. And he went on to write the Gospel of St. John. Along with him were all women at the foot of the cross. His mother Mary, imagine how she would have felt. His great friend Mary Magdalene, and several other women. And that reminds me that over the 2,000-year history of our Catholic Church, women have often been the backbone, the unsung heroes in our church's history. Women like St. Helen, after whom St. Helena is named, or St. Lucy, St. Agnes, Gertrude the Great, Teresa of Avila, who became a doctor of the church, St. Joan of Arc, you know about her, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Dorothy Day in the modern era, women who have always been there to support the church and its works. Well, going back to the cross, when Jesus died, everyone in Jerusalem knew. How did they know? Because of some incredible natural phenomena. The earth went dark suddenly. There was a giant earthquake. Rocks came tumbling down from the mountain. The wind was great, so great that it tore this giant curtain in the biggest building in Jerusalem, tore that curtain in half, the temple curtain. The tumult was so great that even one of the Roman centurions, who was a soldier and didn't believe in Jesus, he stopped and he said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." So after Jesus died, they took him down from the cross and they buried him. And they buried him not in the ground like we see today, but rather in a specially carved out cave, right? And as they buried him, they did what was traditional. And I'm going to go back a little bit. Do you remember when we first started talking, and we right at Christmas time, the song by the Three Kings, "We three kings of Orient are." Do you remember the three wise men brought Jesus three gifts? Do you remember what they were? One was gold, right? Remember gold, right? To symbolize that Jesus was a king. The second king brought to Jesus frankincense, which is the beautiful aromatic smoke that even we use in church today to indicate that Jesus is God. So the kings recognized that Jesus was God, even then, when he was a swaddling baby. And the third gift was, do you remember? It smelled really good. It was called myrrh, right? And myrrh is an ointment, an oil that was used to spread on people who had died. And so here we are from baby Jesus all the way to laying him in the tomb, and the myrrh comes back. And the myrrh symbolized that Jesus was human, okay? But that's not all that Jesus was. And we find out more tomorrow morning on Easter Sunday. But I want to tell you one little other interlude. When they buried Jesus, the chief scribes and the people in charge, they felt that there could be some tricks at play. So one of the chief priests says to Pontius Pilate, "Sir, we remember that this impostor," imagine they called Jesus an impostor, "we remember that this impostor, while still alive, said, 'After 3 days I will be raised up.' So give orders then that the grave be secured until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come and steal him and say to the people, 'He has been raised from the dead.'" This last imposture would be worse than the first, which was, of course, the raising of Lazarus. So they took the big stone and rolled it in front of Jesus' tomb. And they put sentries outside the gate, or outside the tomb. And there the sentries were for the next, 3 days, right? From Good Friday to Saturday, and then Easter Sunday. What happens on Easter Sunday? Well, you know what happens. Somehow the sentries didn't notice. Somehow the stone got rolled away, and 3 women, including Mary Magdalene and Jesus' mother, on Easter Sunday morning went to pay homage to Jesus in the tomb, and the tomb was open, and it was empty. Christ had risen. That shows that Jesus is both man and God. So there's our Easter story, the miracle of Jesus raising from the dead. It's a joyous occasion. It's the biggest day of the year for Catholics, and I hope that you and your family are celebrating too, because this is the day when we celebrate eternal life for all of us. Okay, be good.